Today I'm just going to talk a little bit about rats that nip and bite. I had a lady who asked me some questions. Moira, she's just taken on 6 rescue boys aged between around about 8 to 9 months, and they're nipping her constantly, and that can be a real problem with rescue rats. So there's some ways to get around this, and I'm just going to show you what we do. I would advise that everybody who has rats has a spare rat cage, just a small cage. It's perfect for cleaning out, it's perfect if you have a sick rat, and also for some intensive getting to know you time with your new rats. Now we do this with all of our rats. We have a spare Mary cage, a Fur Plus Mary, but you can get Savick cages of similar size. You see, they're just small cages. Now you want your cage to be bare with no toys or anything in. We've just got a food bowl with some nuggets, a water bottle and a little pile of soft paper in the corner, so in between the coming out time the rat's got somewhere nice to just have a little settle down and a rest. And I know people say rats don't need paper, but to me that's like us having a bed without sheets. It's just a bit of comfort for them, so if you can do that, that's really nice. Now the thing you need to handle rats that nip and bite is some thick towels. Really good idea to have a few hand towels and bath towels. So just some cheap ones you can get from the supermarkets are fine. A pair of these oven type mitts that you can just slip your hands into. They're quite good for handling rats. Now some of these things you may think it's slightly odd, but a toothbrush, absolutely invaluable. Some willow sticks that the rats like to chew on, and it's just fallen off, but you can stick a raisin onto the end of a willow stick, so they're handy for passing food to the rats and saving your fingers. Breadsticks are also good. You can start off with a full-length breadstick and just let the rat bite a little piece off the end, and you can gradually make the breadstick smaller and smaller until you're just, say, snapping off and taking just a tiny bit from your fingers. When you're getting down to that level, you know you've done a really good job if your rat's not biting you. So, and the other thing I've got is some treats for when the rat doesn't bite. Just a few little yogurt drops there, and a little bowl of Cheerios. And Beau, who, as you can see, is trying to steal a breadstick. You have a breadstick in a minute, Beau. So what I do is I put my Mary cage onto my coffee table. Oops, I'm wobbling about here. And I put the coffee table right up close to my sofa with no gaps. Now this is a way of getting the rat out of the cage, but still in a confined space, because if you have a rat that nips and bites, you do not want to be scrabbling about under furniture trying to get the rat out. So also the other thing we teach them is after they've had the playtime, we teach them what sweets are, so the rats know that you call them back in with sweeties. And we did that with Beau. We used to put a Cheerio in her cage or a couple of yogurt drops, and she would always come back after playtime without us actually having to pick her up. If it's baby rats you have, it won't take very long at all. We will just open the top of the cage and we will spend all day keep just dangling our hands inside the cage, and within 24 hours, 48 maximum, of just constantly standing there talking to the rats, letting them sniff your fingers, they will be jumping up your arms and, you know, very, very friendly. We don't give the very young rats, lots of treats. In fact, we restrict treats until they're older than 5 months because of the link with sugar and cancer. I don't know, obviously with the research, I've read quite a lot about it, and it's just something that everybody that I've spoken to thinks that it may possibly, sugar in young rats could cause cancer, so we really restrict the treats. In fact, for the first 3 months we don't give any sweet treats. The rats, apart from fruit and vegetables, that is the only treat the rats will have. Once they get to sort of over 3 months old, a little bit of Cheerio won't do any harm, some breadstick or something, but just go easy on the sweet treats. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. So what we're going to do is we're going to open the door. Beau is going to be very confused now because we haven't used oven gloves for a long time and she doesn't bite anymore. But we will open the door and let the rat come out onto the sofa. Now, we're going to just have a little experiment, and then when we want to pick her up, we're going to gently guide her into the oven mitts, and very gently, come on little Beau, come on little girl, she's going to wriggle away, but we're going to pick her up in the oven mitts. Come on darling. She says, what are you doing? I don't need this anymore. And there you go, you've protected your hands and you have your little rat there. And you can sit her on your knee, and a good chance she probably, as long as you don't try and stroke her, she'll absolutely be fine. Now you're just getting your rat used to being held. Now the other way of doing this, poor Beau, you don't need this anymore, do you, my darling? The other way of picking them up is in a towel. Now, using a towel is very good for a nervous rat, because if they start to get panicky, all you've got to do is cover their head with a towel and they calm down. Rats do get very nervous and panicky, but if you cover a rat's head like that, as soon as they're in the dark, you'll find they're calmed down, and that's brilliant. So we will sit on the sofa with the rat and we won't attempt to stroke the rat at all. When we want them to go back in, we will say, call them back and sort of guide them in with the towel into the cage. Now, the way when you first start to handle the rat, rather than actually stroking them with your hand, just use the toothbrush and just brush them gently. At first they may attack the toothbrush, but they will soon get used to that. Here you go, Beau, have a sweetie. Do you want that? No, she's going to have a sweetie. Now, Beau used to attack the toothbrush, and now she loves the toothbrush. So you can keep your fingers away from it, and it won't do any harm to the rat. So there we go, there we have Beau having a little scratch with the toothbrush. So once your rat stops biting the toothbrush, then I would say keep your fingers away. Don't wiggle your fingers in front of a rat. And don't put your fingers in near them when you've been eating food. Always wash your hands with a mild soap. And the rat will still get the smell of you from your arm, but they will not smell food. And anything that wiggles or smells nice, the rat's going to try and bite. So once your rat is happy with the toothbrush, then move to stroking them gently with the back of your hand. I would keep your fingers well out of the way with the back of your hand. If the rat does grab hold of you and it's quite a severe digging in, don't panic and do not pull your hand away. You pull your hand away, you're going to rip the skin and have a nasty bite. Most rats will let go. Now, a lot of people say squeak at the rat. Well, I don't actually think that does much good with most rats. I've had one rat, Ginny, who actually got very cross when I squeaked, thought I was another rat, invading her territory and launched an attack on my hand, which was not a pleasant experience. And I had several bites on my hand. But I think the thing to say, if the rat bites you, is you say to them in a firm voice, no biting. And put them immediately guide them or put them back into the cage and shut the door and go away. No rewards, no treats. When the rat eventually will let you touch them and stroke them, and you've only got to just stroke them once and say good girl, good boy, or use the rat's name, and then put them back into the cage and offer a little treat, either a raisin on the willow stick or a piece of breadstick. But don't try and feed from your hand through the bars, and just wait until the rat is perfectly comfortable with you before you offer food from your hand. So you then put the rat back into the cage, leave them for half an hour, come back and repeat the process. Here you go, Beau. Do you want a sweetie? You're a good girl. Well done. Good girl, Beau. Now, I have given her that through the bars because she doesn't bite me and she does know. Now, some people say never feed through the bars. I think it really depends on your rat, your circumstances. If you have children in the house, never feed through the bars, ever, because it would be very easy for a rat to accidentally nip the end of a child's finger. So I've just done that because I wanted her back in there for a second. So I think the main thing is you need to do this intensive training. If you could do this over one weekend and pick a day when you're going to be home, it's best to work with one rat at a time. So have them in this little cage. Keep coming back every half hour through the day. You can put them back in with the others at night. Don't leave them all on their own at night. And hopefully at the end of 24 hours or 48, the rat will start to trust you. Then you can continue to do this every evening. So with each rat in turn, you can continue to just make sure that you get them out, talk gently, stay calm, praise them a lot. And I'm just thinking, no sudden movements or loud noises. Unplug your phones and TVs. So it's just you and the rat. So you're building up some sort of bonding between you. I would advise not to have any hand cream or smelly stuff on your hands and perfumes and things. Remember not to wiggle your fingers or to move food when you're offering food, because the rat will think food's escaping and lunge for it. So I think really it's baby steps. Don't push things. Proceed with caution and proceed at the speed that suits the rat. So if the rat needs longer, and you're going to have to just take that time and build up the trust really slowly. Sorry. Be gentle but firm. So when you handle the rat, just make sure you're firm without squeezing them or whatever. And just really take your time for this bonding, and it's worth putting in the time and the effort. It really will make a difference for you. Now, if there's anything you're not sure of or anything else I can help with, please just let me know. But just don't give up, and good luck.